What I used to do at the start of my career is I'd walk into a room and however the light was lit or the room was lit, I would shoot in that particular way. Now I make every location like a studio, turn off all the lights and then turn them on one by one. So before you know it, everywhere is a studio if you understand lighting. You have to understand that lighting is a form of communication. So when you photograph a certain way, you will make someone look more masculine or more feminine depending on which way you do it. For example, split lighting. That is a masculine quality of light. Now for a guy, split lighting can look really, really cool. Sometimes I refer to women or a delicate kind of a face as sweetness. And then I call masculine light sour. So if you have enough sweetness in a face, so to speak, an attractive face, and if you have masculine light, there's enough sweet to counteract the sour. So for example, a split lighting on a delicate face can actually work. If perhaps you have a face that's not so delicate, maybe, you know, a challenging subject, for example, then that split lighting might be a problem. Rembrandt lighting, as we often call it, that's a little bit higher and off to the side where that's a dramatic quality of light, and again, it's a masculine quality of light. So you've got to make sure that you actually have the right face to do it. Butterfly lighting, great of course way of using the ice light, is bringing the light up nice and high, causing a little shadow underneath the nose and over here. Great to bring out cheekbones and jawline. So if you have someone with let's say a weak chin or weak cheekbones, then that'll actually bring out a bit of definition in the face as well. So what I would recommend is look at the person's face that you're photographing and diagnose the face. For example, if you have someone who perhaps is a bit fuller in the face, then you want to shoot them or create the short side or the narrow side. Now the narrow side is pretty much where the light is not. So for example, we have tungsten lights illuminating my face, so I have a bit more of a shadow over here. Chin down, that's it. Now what I do is I turn her face to a point where both eye sockets are in light. Okay, I know that's pretty fundamental for those of you inexperienced. You might think, when do I stop her face? When do I do it? The more I shoot on this side, the more on the shadow side, the narrow side, she's going to basically look a bit more sharper and even slimmer than she already is. One of my favorite ways of freaking everybody out with the ice light is using two of them in a clamshell formation. You know when a clamshell opens, top and bottom? The clamshell can mean like this or this. In other words, we have one ice light here, one ice light there, and then we fill in all the gaps, very little shadow whatsoever. Most important thing about clamshell lighting, guys, one top, one bottom, is if the bottom one is brighter, it'll cause some ugly shadows in the upper cheekbones. That's not going to look good at all. So the lights have to be even, if not the top one has to be a touch brighter. And it just floods the face with light and the skin looks absolutely exquisite. My advice to all the photographers out there, whether you're inexperienced or experienced, is to look at the person's face and diagnose where the light's coming from, or if it's not, creating the light, but complementing the person's features. And that's a really important way of doing it.